Righty.
I'm recording. It looks. Actually, I didn't hit record. It looks like you're recording now.
Okay.
It should be going to your computer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it shows that.
Okay.
Right on the top.
Very good. Okay. Maybe we'll wait until Linda comes home or arrives home. But she's almost there, right, Linda?
Yes, I'm almost there. I'm about 4 or 5 blocks away.
Okay. So we could run this one of two ways. Just for the knowledge of everyone else, we did invite all the remaining candidates. The only 2 candidates who don't remain are Olivia Lee, who was voted in by acclamation without an opponent on Saturday, July 11, and Jacob Haik, who was running for controller. No one declared against him, so he was automatically voted in by acclamation as well. However, we reached out again, to Mark Gonzalez, the current incumbent chair running for re-election, and Patt Sanders, the current incumbent vice chair running for re-election as well, and Marcella Cortez, the current incumbent corresponding secretary running for re-election, and who am I forgetting here? Sergio Carrillo, who's the incumbent other-than-self-identified female vice chair, and he too is running for re-election. We have not heard back from them or their representative, who also happens to be the executive director of LACDP, Drexel Hurd, regarding the latest. He did get back to me yesterday and said he would let me know if they, let him know whether or not they wanted to come. I have not heard back, and they have not contacted me, and they did not RSVP to come on Facebook in the event page either. So we're assuming that it's just going to be 3 candidates tonight. So just so you know, the 3, again, are Linda Bassett, who is running for female vice chair, and Melissa Michelson, who is running for corresponding secretary, and Roberto Alvarez, who is running for the self-identified other than female vice chair. So we have 3 candidates.
Isn't Maria there?
And Maria also.
And Maria Estrada is back again tonight. However, she already, of course, answered our questions, the Q&A last time on Thursday night. So for, just for informative purposes here, educational purposes, if those of you on the call are not already aware, last night we held 2 forums. So we held a forum on Thursday night, July 9, and that was the night that Maria Estrada came, representing herself as a candidate for chair. However, no other candidates came. The 3 candidates that are here tonight did not announce their candidacy until Saturday, July 11th, at the meeting when nominations can be taken from the floor. So what we decided to do was to allow them the opportunity quite frankly, ourselves the opportunity, right, to do Q&A with them, because we feel it's in the interest of democracy, openness, transparency, accountability, to question candidates, whether candidates are running for public office or internal party office like this. So that's why we're doing the forum tonight. But we also gave, as I say, this as another opportunity for the slate, as it then formed with Mark Gonzalez at the head, to come back, because they didn't come last Thursday or Friday night, to come tonight, but it doesn't appear they're going to do so. And also just to review for you, I'm sorry, I heard something. But just to review for you again, the little bit of backstory. Last, what was it, Wednesday, July 8th, Jacinta, at the time she was co-organizing, before she herself on Saturday decided to declare her candidacy, upset as she was with the failure of the others to appear at our forums. And so because of that, we asked Jacinta, even though she's now withdrawn her candidacy for corresponding secretary, we thought in the interest of fairness, we shouldn't let a declared candidate, even if that person has now withdrawn, to co-moderate or co-host tonight. But just so you know the backstory, last Wednesday night at 4:13, we received an email from Drexel Hurd, the executive director of LACDP, representing in an official capacity Mark Gonzalez and his slate, that they would not be able to attend. And then because of a scheduling conflict. And then at 4:15, a campaign email went out from Mark Gonzalez and his slate announcing that they would be holding their own forum. Well, it's not really a forum. They didn't call it that. They called it a campaign event at 6:30 to 7:30 on Thursday night. At that time, then we, Jacinta and I, said, okay, well, they're welcome to come after 7:30 because our forums last Thursday and Friday and tonight are from 7 to 9. And we said if they want to come after theirs, they're more than welcome to. They chose not to. And then they chose not to come on Friday night either. So, that obviously was disappointing to us. We missed them. We wish that they could come to answer our questions. And we still, as I said last week, we live in hope. There's still an hour and 45 minutes. They're welcome to come in at any point. But I think we should get going with those candidates who are here. And what I think we can do, if it's okay with the candidates, there's one of two ways we can run this, because it appears we're just going to have 3 of you, is to take you all at the same time and have you, answer the same questions in a row, or we could take you each in 3 separate segments. Each segment with each candidate would last about 25 minutes, or combined it would last, about 75 minutes. And what we want to do afterwards, though, regardless of whether we run you all at the same time or separately, is an extended Q&A with all the candidates that would be starting at about, in the 8:30 to 9 o'clock time frame.
Paul, this is Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
Hi, there's a question in the chat room from Melissa Michelson.
Oh.
Says, I invited people with the Zoom link in case they get in. This is open to the public.
Oh, yeah,
right?
of course. Yes, please, folks. This is
Okay.
open to the public, just like, any meeting of the LACDP. Again, we are not, this is not an official meeting of LACDP. This is an independently administered and hosted forum through our quote-unquote unofficial LACDP 2020-2024 Facebook chat group. However, even though that's a private group, we've provided the Zoom link to everyone because in the spirit of LACDP, we want to make this public. All LACDP meetings, again, this is not an official meeting, but all LACDP meetings are open to the public, including members of the press. And so, feel free to share the link with friends or family or anyone else. As long as they're not going to come in and Zoom bomb and put on pornography, they're more than welcome to join us.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'll monitor the chat and the hands that are raised, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And there's a hand raised. Well, for one thing, one candidate said, I like the idea of splitting it up with fellow candidates. But there is a hand raised, a point of information from Chris Robeson.
Yeah, sure, Chris. What's your point of information?
He's muted. You're going to have to unmute him.
No, I just did. I think it would be useful, since it's getting to be a little bit of a large group, that we use the raised hand function. And then maybe, I don't know, Carrie's monitoring the chat. Maybe someone else can monitor the participants list and create a stack with people who might have a comment or a question. Just an idea that might make it a little more streamlined.
Okay, so I'm monitoring the chat. I'll also monitor the hands. Paul, can you make me a co-moderator so I can put hands down if needed? Or
let me see. Is Dennis still on the call?
yes.
Dennis is. So can I make Carrie a co-host, or is there?
Yeah, let me make you the host. Give me one moment. Okay, you're now the host. Now you should be able to scroll. The participants room, you should be able to scroll over Carrie and make her a co-host.
Oh, bingo.
Thank you.
Well,
So I'll watch the chat room and I'll watch the hands. There's one person waiting to get in. May I let them in?
Yeah, please. Let's let them in. Yeah, I see Patty Sulpicio and Linda Bassett.
They're in.
Let them in.
Oh, here I am.
All right.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, I made it. Finally.
And so, okay, well, Melissa, I'm not exactly sure what she was agreeing to there. If Roberto, Linda, and Melissa, if you can all hear me, we're just, I mean, we're going to kind of leave this up to you because it does appear that you're going to be the only three with us tonight. If you'd rather go separately, like 25 minutes each, or if you'd like to go all together, you know, as one.
So what, how's the format? Are we going to be answering questions, or you just want us to talk about?
Yeah, no. So just like last week, we have our preset list of questions. Yeah, just to remind everyone tuning in, we solicited questions on Facebook and via email. And so folks sent us questions and we compiled them. This is Jacinta and myself and Carrie. We determined
if you're going to ask question, I will suggest that you ask the same question to everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Then just rotate who starts with the question, just like that.
Right. And then what we'll also do, as I say, at the conclusion, is we do want to allow you all from the floor to ask questions, and assuming that these remain the only three participants, candidates tonight, we will have about a half an hour to take questions from the floor for extended Q&A with the three candidates. So
Okay, there is a hand up by Anthony Mercado.
Oh yeah, Anthony.
Oh, hi everyone. I was just going to ask if there's any way I could get myself on the video there. I mean, it's mine. I don't see myself.
Oh, I don't either. Are you on a phone?
Yes, my iPhone. If it's possible, if not, that's fine.
I don't know, unless Dennis is still here and knows, I don't know how to.
There.
Oh,
I can see you now.
Saw you.
Hello.
We
Hi.
see you. All right. Good, handsome fella.
Hey, hi, how are you?
I can say that because I know and like Anthony, so no sexual harassment claim here. But anyway, okay, so if you all candidates want to do it this way, we can all ask you the same questions as Roberto said, and then rotate who goes first, you know, on a rotating basis. If that's okay with Linda and Melissa?
Yeah, that works.
All right. So why don't we begin with opening statements, and why don't we go in, how about alphabetical order? Let's see, Bassett, Alvarez, Michelson. So Roberto would go first. Alvarez.
So how much time do we have for
You
that?
get 3 minutes for opening statement, and Carrie and I, and if you want to yourself, this does help. If as a candidate, before you start speaking, you just get on your smartphone and start timing yourself. So that, you know, what we can do is at the 10-second mark, we can raise our hands like this and start counting you down. I don't like interrupting people because it messes you up. But with 10 seconds left, we can start, you know, we can have our hands up like this and then start taking a finger down as each second ticks down. But better still is for you candidates to set the little, you know, stopwatch or timer on your smartphone and time yourself. And that way you don't get interrupted by us. But yeah, we'll all keep time for you as well. So whenever you want to start speaking, and that's when your 3 minutes begin.
Okay, so I'll start.
Okay.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Roberto Alvarez. I'm an AD delegate from the 57th district. I'm a former and actual Bernie delegate. I had been about the issues that Bernie has brought out to the front in the last 5 years. And we have seen the need for all those issues to be debated in public, because it seems like in the past, these issues were not even coming to the surface, and people that just looking for election or re-election, they just dismiss them like, oh, nobody cares about that, or we don't care about it. For trade, my trade is I'm a healthcare worker. I have been in the medical field for the last 25 years. I started as a surgical tech, then became an X-ray tech. Now I'm a computer tomography tech. And just recently, the last 6 months, I finished my training for interventional radiology technologies. My passion is universal healthcare. I have seen through multiple experience and through work, the need for universal healthcare, Medicare for all. We need a single payer system where it's a fair way to deliver the care, it's equality for everybody, and it will reduce the risk that many people face every year, either by your insurance pay working program or by your Obamacare or Medicare or whatever. We have seen that Medicare is one of the best programs out there, and why elderly people love it, because they don't go bankrupt because a medical bill or a medical emergency or any illness or cancer or you name it. There are so many risks out there in life that if we leave it to the chance and we don't have any coverage, we all have the risk to go bankrupt, to lose our house, to destroy our families, and to have a life of pain and suffering. We have seen how the change of healthcare in our country has changed. In the past, it was shameful when somebody wanted to try to make money out of the profit of pain and suffering of the people. But that changed. They came out with the slogans, the individualized healthcare and the best healthcare, and you should be able to take care of yourself with this thing and that thing. And people start forgetting about the basic, which it was have it universally covered for everybody. They always play with the old notion in the America that you can pick yourself up from your bootstraps, right? Your individual merit in order to cover whatever you need. And we have seen that as a community, that doesn't work when we are facing the danger of many things in life, and that we had to come out as a community. We had to be able to, it's already 3 minutes? I'm sorry, I can hear you.
It is 3 minutes now, sorry.
Oh, okay, really? That went so fast. So anyhow, so I'm running for the vice chair male position for the LACDP in order to bring accountability, transparency, and fairness to the whole organization. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Roberto. And so next up in alphabetical order is Linda Bassett, running for female vice chair.
Okay. Last time I wrote a 10-minute speech for 5 minutes. Now I got the same one for 3. All right. Just give me some fingers. Can you give me, like we're gonna start with 3, then give me 2, then give me 1, and then give me like, I don't know, give me 3 more for 30 seconds. Can you do that? Paul, can't hear you.
You're muted, Paul.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Linda. We're not. Yeah, we can give you a 1 minute countdown at the 1 minute mark, and then we'll give you the 10 seconds. You don't have a smartphone to time yourself?
Not really.
Okay.
I can't do 2 things at once.
And we're not gonna, you know, like with Roberto, we won't shut you up right at the 3 minute mark. You can finish your thought. We're not crazy anal retentive people here. So,
Okay.
so anyway, yeah.
Right.
Feel free to start whenever you want.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm Linda Bassett, and I'm running for my 2nd term as county committee member. I'm this time elected to the 63rd AD, which is Southeast Los Angeles. I was a teacher, and I've taught for over 25 years from preschool up to 4th grade. 4th grade was the best. I was a UTLA representative for many years, as well as a CTA representative. I was born and raised in Canada, and I think I was one of the first babies born to, you know, healthcare for all up there, and it works, and I know it. I was a military spouse of 17 years, and I lived and I worked in Italy and in Germany on the economy, and I experienced their healthcare also, and it works. I'm a mother of 2 millennials and 1 Zoomer, who's why I'm here, and why I would put myself in front of you today. I was a Bernie delegate in 2016 for many of the same reasons. I was a member of San Pedro Dems, or AM, Progressive Dems, Feel the Burn, Yes We Can, Paramount, and EAPD. My favorite books are The Economic Hitman and The Shock Doctrine. And what? Is that guy only got 1 minute now? Okay. Anyway, I'm not here to discuss national politics with you because this is a very localized seat. We're here to represent our members, our district. I want to congratulate everybody who won. I want you to know that I got my my votes by knocking on doors and talking to people in my district, and I didn't have any elected help at all to get this. I want you to know that I respect the fight and dedication of the Democratic Party committee members to this point, because they've written an absolutely fabulous platform and fabulous bylaws. The only problem is, in my 4 years being there, I didn't see them implemented. As your vice chair, I would work to implement those bylaws and those platform issues. I would like to try and change it, and if I can, what I would do is I would cede my time to regional chairs so that we could hear from each regional chair within a certain period of time of the issues that are going on at the district, regional, and county levels. We shouldn't really be talking about national politics inside LACDP. All politics is local, though, so what we do in LACDP will affect the state and the nation. If I were elected, I'd be on the policy committee, and if on the policy committee, I'd try to make those changes permanent, and I would also work to get a code of ethics. There's something going on that we have with our code of conduct that is really dangerous as far as I've seen it. I've seen some people hurt by it badly. I believe it's being weaponized. We are a peer-to-peer group, and if we can't speak to each other, we've lost our freedom of speech. Then, you know, what's democracy if you can't speak, you know, to each other without being in fear of someone saying that you're harassing them by their speech? That's just wrong.
Hey, Linda?
Yes?
Time's up.
Okay, so, and I thank you very much. And I almost finished.
Paul, you have to unmute yourself.
Oh, damn it. Sorry. Yeah, I said we're not harassing you, Linda, but we do have to call for time. So,
okay, that's it. Thank you.
No, thank you. And so next up in alphabetical order is Melissa Michelson. Are you there, Melissa?
Hi. Yeah, can you hear me?
We can.
All right, great. I got a timer here, so I'll do that, but you're welcome to get my attention if I speak too much, and I tend not to, so I'll go ahead and start. Thank you, everybody, for being here. My name is Melissa Michelson, and I'm running for the corresponding secretary of the LA County Democratic Party. I was elected as a first-time LACDP member in my district, which is Assembly District 49, which is out here in the San Gabriel Valley, South San Gabriel Valley. If I don't say this again, I want to thank you guys for putting on this very professional, democratic, transparent process of a candidate forum. And I'm disappointed that the other candidate slates didn't bother to come for reasons that you had stated earlier, Paul. Let's see. Usually I'm the one running meetings. I'm the one doing all this stuff. So now I'm on the other side, and I'm actually kind of nervous because I'm not much of a public speaker, but I'm more of a behind-the-scenes activist type. But and I'm also shy. I'm also private. So put all that together, and this is what you're gonna get. But anyway, I'll try to be as forthcoming as I can. Oh my God, it's already a minute 40. Okay. So yeah. So I think I qualify for this position. This is corresponding secretary, and as I said in my candidate email that I sent out to all the members, voting members, the qualifications. My qualifications would be that I am a writing professor. I take minutes regularly. I run Feel the Burn Democratic Club as the president, and I've had to, I've been on the executive board. That's what I would be doing. I'd be collaborating with others. Also taking minutes. That's what I do when my minute taker isn't there, for example, writing the agendas and so on. Let's see what else. Let's see what else did I write on my, can I say, I want to go over my, let's see where to go, windows open. Yeah, I was technically for about a year's time, the Alhambra Democratic Club Corresponding Secretary. So I've done that in that capacity. So let's see, as most of you know, I'm a Democratic Party delegate to the state party. I've been that for about 3 years. I was a national delegate for Bernie Sanders in 2016. I worked on the Bernie Sanders campaign as a field organizer. I'm the president of Field of Burn Democratic Club. I founded it, I started it, I manage it, I kind of do a lot of things in it. I wrote resolutions denouncing money, influence of money in politics, and so on. And I'm a local activist in my area, so I am involved. And anything I do, I get involved in, and this is what I would do. I would take this job very seriously of corresponding secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Let me put you on mute now, unless you already did so. Okay, so we can now move. Let me stop the stopwatch. We can now move on to the questions portion. So we have 8, I believe, questions that are 1-minute responses each. And Carrie and I will trade off on these questions, and then we'll have a lightning round. Those are yes, no answers or one-word answers. But for this first round, this so-called regular round, 1-minute answers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. So we will go in reverse alphabetical order here at the start, if Melissa doesn't mind. Let's unmute Melissa if she can't. I have allowed people to unmute themselves. You're all muted now when you come in, but you're all welcome to unmute yourselves. But if you do so, please minimize any background noise. So is Melissa there and ready?
Yes.
Okay, so the
first how much time do I have? Sorry.
So for each of these questions, each candidate has 1 minute. So the first question here for all candidates, Melissa going first, and then we'll go with Linda and Roberto, is why are you a Democrat?
I'm a Democrat because, frankly, if I had to pick an actual party that's, set up, what else am I going to be? I had been in the past no party preference because I wasn't very pleased with the actual Democratic Party. I was also a Green Party member in the past as well. But I decided because of Bernie Sanders, who said we need to get involved in the Democratic Party. We need to clean things up. The Democratic Party is just as corrupt as the Republican Party, and because both parties are so super reliant on money, and so that yields corruption when you're just relying on that. So I joined the Democratic Party again, yeah, my parents were never into politics, but I've been a social justice type of person, and I felt that if I had to do anything, I was going to get involved in the Democratic Party and make it better, make it what it was supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. And next up, Linda Bassett. Why are you a Democrat? And you will have 1 minute. Are you there, Linda? All right, unmute yourself, Linda. Or I'll unmute you. Okay, go ahead, Linda.
All right, I'm a Democrat because what else is there to be? I mean, we really are in a two-party system, and I'm certainly not a Republican. And while I understand that there are some other parties forming out there, and I wish them good luck and I wish them success at some point in the future, at the moment, the only real viable party at which to make change is the Democratic Party. So, I've done a lot of activism, demonstrating, etc. But you know, you got to get inside to make change, it appears to me. And so that's why I've, you know, started getting more involved inside the party to find out how it's working and what the heck is going on. Why do their words not match their actions? I'm finding out why, and I think we can fix it. And I think the tools of democracy are there. And we just, like I said, the bylaws are there and the platform is there. We just need to implement it. I think we can do it from the inside. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Next up is Roberto Alvarez. Why are you a Democrat?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. You may start anytime.
Perfect. So, no, I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Democrat socialist or a progressive Democrat. That's what I am. And because there is only two-party system in our country, and right now we are trying to change the Democratic Party to be a progressive Democrat or a socialist Democrat. Well, the issues of the people that the persons that really care about, they are bring to the table, and they represent the people that they vote for them in order to do and make things better. We have seen that in the past, they are not doing it. There is things that are going pretty bad, and that is wrong. And we are here, and I am here to change that, to bring the Democratic Party to the grassroots organizations, to bring the voice of the people, the working families out there, to the hardworking people that is risking their lives every day to try to move this society forward. And that's why I'm here, and that's the only option that we have. If I would have another option and we can create another party, I'll be jumping in that party if they are representing the issues of the people. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Roberto. Oops. Okay. So let's reverse the order again here. Let's start with Linda Bassett this time. And then we can go to Melissa Michelson and then Roberto Alvarez. And if Carrie Scoville, do you have the questions up on your screen, Carrie? Would you like to take the second one?
Yes, I have the questions right here.
Great.
So Roberto Alvarez, please describe.
Or actually, I think we should start with Linda this time, and then.
Start with Linda?
Yeah. Because we started. Well, I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Not a problem. Do you want Linda and then?
How about Linda, Melissa, then Roberto? Or no, Roberto. I'm getting myself confused. Yeah. How about Linda, Roberto, Melissa?
Right. That's what we should go.
You got it. Linda. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Please describe your involvement within the Democratic Party, such as being a member of or leader in the Democratic Party clubs or organizations, this county central committee, the California Democratic Party, the Democratic National Committee, or the Democratic National Convention, etc.
Okay. You know, I started out wanting to know more about, I started out walking for Obama at first because I thought, wow, what a great candidate. You know, my children are mixed race. So I thought, woohoo, we have Obama there, and that was such a great thing. And so me and my children went out knocking for him door to door. And from there, I found myself at the San Pedro Democratic Club, which Carrie's a part of, and was a fabulous president, and I was a fabulous vice president. Anyway, joke. And I also got involved with, I went to many Democratic Parties meetings, and I've all over. And then I happened to find out about the county committee and put my name on the ballot and actually won. It came in second place, and I'm pretty surprised. And from there, it's just been trying to figure it all out. And I was a Bernie delegate. So thank you.
Thank you. And
Well,
now for Roberto, I'll ask you the same question. Please describe your involvement within the Democratic Party, such as being a member of or a leader in Democratic Party clubs or organizations. The LA County Central Committee, the California Democratic Party, the Democratic National Committee, or the Democratic National Convention.
Yes, as a lot of people, you know that I'm an immigrant. I got here when I was 21 years old. On that, I went into the issue trying to learn the language and going to school. Then after having my career as a surgical tech, I come to a place in the hospital in Kaiser Permanente where they had a union. And when I figured out that having a contract, it was better than not having one in other places, Then I started getting involved with my union activities. I became a chapter steward, then I became a leader, then I became an executive board member, and I became part of the bargaining teams at different events and at different years for contract negotiations. So my union trained me about to being a political activist, how to do organizing at the local level, the state level, or the national level. As my union at that time, SCIU 399, we were the first union to endorse Barack Obama when he came into the main stage. And he promises a lot of stuff. I remember that our union at SCIU gave a $60 million one time given to Barack to start, to continue his campaign. But he promised that he was going to give it the card check, provision so we can keep organizing more union members into different unions. And that didn't happen. Then we had an internal problem with the union. The international took over our union, and I was just disgusted with the union activity, what they had done. So I said, I'm just going back to school. I'm going back to doing my thing, and I'll be, doing, progress for myself. Then Bernie happened. And when Bernie came out again, and he started talking about the issues that they start talking to me, I decided to get into the political arena again. I became a delegate. I was part of the Feel the Burn founders, one of the first ones. I was the secretary. And also I create my own local over here with Our Revolution. And I have been part as a DNC as a delegate, and I keep on going because I see that's the only way that we have to change the party in order to represent the people and the working families.
Okay.
Thank you,
Roberto. All right, Miss Melissa, are you ready to go?
Okay,
Yeah, you don't
Melissa?
have to repeat. You don't have to repeat.
Okay, great,
fantastic.
thanks.
Thank you. Okay, I'll start my timer. All right. Well, like Linda, I started in the Democratic Party with Obama and volunteering for Obama in Pasadena. And then I thought, okay, well, Democrats, okay, I'll join the Alhambra Democratic Club, which is where I live. And then I became a corresponding secretary there. They also sent me to a national convention in Anaheim it was, and I was like a fish out of water. I was all by myself, seeing how things work. I was like, this is kind of weird. But in any case, then within Alhambra, I was volunteering for a progressive city council member candidate who was running. And I remember we went to the LA County Democratic Party Koreatown meeting. And I was like, oh God, I don't think I can handle ever coming back to this room, honestly, just if I'm gonna be honest here. Because, well, maybe we could get into that later. In any case, after that, Bernie happened. I was the Bernie delegate to the National Convention in Philly. After that, I started Feel the Burn Democratic Club as the president, and then became a California Democratic Party delegate. And let me see if I can finish. Oh, and then I became an alternate to the LA County Democratic Party, which brings me to where I'm at right now. I think that pretty much sums it up.
All right.
And now I'm a member.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. Okay, so that was everyone on that question, right? We can now move on to the third question. And you'll also have 1 minute each for this. So the question is, and let's go this time, how about, let's start with Roberto, then Melissa, and then Linda. So the question is, in terms of your political ideology, what type of Democrat are you? Would you describe yourself as a conservative, moderate, liberal, progressive, democratic socialist, or something else? And why? So let's start with Roberto.
All right. So I can label myself as a progressive or democratic socialist because that's what is needed in every nation. When you have a safety net for all the majority of the people, when they can rely on a good institution that they can provide healthcare for all, they can provide jobs for all, and they can provide good paying jobs, then you are guaranteeing that your society is going to be in more or less equal. So people can have a good life and a nice life, and they can, be happy about it. And we can, be part of what the Constitution says, the pursuit of happiness. Right? And that's something that every individual in every nation is striving for. Yeah, you can bring the private enterprise, but you cannot make private enterprise the law of the nation, where the name for profit is at all costs, no matter how many pain or suffering it creates. I think that the safety net, the basics needs that the people has to be covered, and the opportunities that has to be created for everybody. That's why I'm a progressive Democrat and Democrat socialist. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Roberto. Okay, next up, how about Melissa Michelson?
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. So I consider myself a progressive Democrat. I consider myself a democratic socialist. I'm a member of DSA, and I've been a member since 2017, DSA LA. And the reason why is because, I mean, we've seen what's going on with the moderate Democrats, who I think are just plain old conservative. Let's just call it for what it is. Moderate Democrats. It's time for look what it's gotten us. It's not gotten us very much. This incremental change, pretending to work across the aisles and whatnot. That doesn't mean that progressive Democrats don't do that either. But I'd say we don't make assumptions or presumptions that actually gets us anywhere. I'm not afraid of change. That's why I consider myself a progressive Democrat. As long as we are, transparent, inclusive, democratic about what we do, change should not be a scary thing. So I consider myself very open to changing for the better. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Next up, Linda Bassett.
Okay, what kind of a Democrat am I? Let me see. I think you might call me pretty far left Democrat, but most of all, I'm an anti-corporate Democrat. I really strongly believe that corporations are incompatible with democracy, and that we should be a small c capitalist, like we were, I would say, in the very, very beginning, where you have people who have a skill or a trade that they can make a living from, and they work hard. It's very fitting with the American upbringing, beginnings. But the corporations have become the new kings, and I think we need to call them out. And I think that because they are not a democratic institution, why should we allow them in our democracy? Every institution within our democracy should be democratic, in my opinion. Even cooperatives should be democratic. Anyway, that's what I have to answer.
Yeah, no, thank you, Linda. Okay, we are ready for our next question, and
Okay.
I think we will begin with Melissa on this one. I'm trying to keep the order straight, and then go to Linda, and then Roberto.
Okay, Melissa.
So Carrie, take it away.
Melissa, many Democrats, especially Democrats under 50 years old, now identify as Democratic Socialists. And given that Bernie Sanders, a Democratic Socialist, won California and LA County in the 2020 Democratic presidential primary, what is your plan to include and empower Democratic Socialists in the Democratic Party and to advance Democratic Socialist priorities?
That's a great question. I don't know, I don't see him here, but I invited a guy named Luke Nieto. I don't see him, maybe he's here. But basically, I am reaching out to my fellow DSA members and posting on my Facebook, because that's my media pretty much, and who are principally new Democrats or left Democrats or whatever you want to call, people that have left the party. Everybody is in there. Oh, I don't have the timer on me, sorry. So what I'm trying to do is, oh yeah, Luke said he's here. So yeah, I'm trying to bring them in, invite them to our things. I'd like to have a town hall in the future, and just involve them and educate them about what the Democratic Party is. And I think that's how we can bring new people in from the outside.
Okay. Linda, do you want me to repeat the question? Unmute yourself. Okay. Do you need the question repeated?
No, thank you. I'm
Okay.
good. Okay. Getting young people involved is, I think, the main reason we are members of this committee. That is our job to do that. That is written in our bylaws. That's our main job. The other day I was at a demonstration against the police in Southgate, and I took the mic and I explained to mostly young people that were there who were saying fuck capitalism, right, and fuck the police, right. I said, you know what, you're the kind of people we need in the Democratic Party. And I don't know if they were DSA people or what they were. And now again, I repeat my little mantra, the tools of democracy are there, but they're hidden from us. And I feel that it's my job to go out and reveal it to those young people, and to bring them in and get them involved. Did that answer I got more time? That's it. Thank you.
Okay, Roberto, do you need the question repeated?
Yes, repeat the question, please.
Certainly, no problem. Many Democrats, especially Democrats under 50 years old, now identified as Democratic Socialists, and given that Bernie Sanders, a Democratic Socialist, won California and LA County in the 2020 Democratic presidential primary, what is your plan to include and empower Democratic Socialists in the Democratic Party and to advance Democratic Socialist priorities?
Every time I can, I will keep the door open for these Democrat Socialists, because that's the only way that we can change this party. When Bernie come around and we become part of the ADEMs, I know that we have the responsibility to keep the door open. Just the same way that Bernie opened the door for us to be part of the DNC, we had the responsibility to leave that door opening wider to more people to come in and join us and help us out, because we need their help. There is no doubt about it. And the young people needs to realize that, and a lot of them are realizing this, because what has the capitalism system given to them? For the last 20 years, it's worse and more worse. Start markets and giving money to the corporations. It's a multiple amount of debt for the student debt, and they don't have social safety net. No social security, no job security, no good paying jobs. That's just a shameful thing in America. The place that is the most wealthy country in the whole world in the history of humanity. That's just shameful. I will do everything in my power to keep the door open and bring every single member into that ranks, and hopefully they will come along, and they come in large numbers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Roberto. Okay, next question. I think we'll return to, I'm trying to keep this order straight. It's kind of tricky with just the three for statistical purposes, but I think this next one we should go back to the order of Linda, Roberto, Melissa. The next question is, are you an activist? And if so, what is or what has been the nature of your activism? What activist organizations are you or have you been involved with? So let's start with Linda.
I guess you would call me an activist. I'm out on the street with Maria a lot, all right, and she's doing some pretty radical activism out there, and my knees are knocking, but I'm still standing. And today I was out in front of the Central Water Basin because, they've locked out the elected board of directors, and they're paying themselves, and they're trying to privatize the water, and they needed help, and I've got time. I retired, and I could have kept on teaching, I suppose, but hey, being an activist is what I retired to do, I would say, so that's what I'm spending my time doing. I've been out there for healthcare for all, of course, marching for Bernie and knocking on doors for Bernie. That's how I do my activism, and just talking to people as much as I can. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm an activist. Who could have figured?
Thank you, Linda. All right, next up, Roberto Alvarez. Do you need us to repeat the question?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I think that activism is the only way that we can get the attention of the media and the general public, and we can educate other people in about to do change. If we want to make sure that our issues are come out there, we have to come out in droves, and we have to be active on the streets or whatever activity or campaign that we had to do. I have march, I had donate, I had sign, I had promote, I had support issues that bring about the needs and the solutions to the working people in America. And I will continue to do so because that's the only way, that's the only language that the powerful understand. And that's the only way we can show them that we are united. And when they see that united front, that's the only way that we'll give out a little bit of power. And the more numbers that came out, the more power that we're gonna get. That's the only way to go about it. And that's why we have to be activists, all of us, at all time. Right now, I'm in the healthcare industry, so I'm responsible for being at the battlefield every day. But every time I can come out and start, showing my activism and participate. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Roberto. Melissa Michelson.
Yes. Uh-oh, I hear. Okay, there we go. Yeah, thanks for this amazing question. I am only an activist. I mean, like, I am principally an activist, I should say. I'm not a politician. I got started doing activism before I even knew what it was. I just knew I wanted to make change. And in order to do that, there's a whole slew of things. So I started becoming an organizer activist. And that was when at my college, we had to get rid of a president that was kind of like Trump. It's basically like Trump. He needed to go. So I band forces. I kind of joined the political scene. I became a senator in the system. I helped with my union and whatnot. So that's when I first started things. And then I realized it's kind of the same all around. So I was also the founding leader of a fight to protect and save 268 trees and a historic chapel here in Alhambra against developers. And right now I'm in the midst of organizing a protest again here in Alhambra, again against a huge development. And after this, I got to get back to that. So yeah, I'm an activist.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Okay, time for the next question here. I think the order should be Roberto, Melissa, Linda, and Carrie, take it away.
Okay, so for those of you participants who arrived a little late, we're asking a set of questions here, a set of 8 questions, and we're now at question 6 out of 8. And the candidates are giving 1-minute responses before we go on to the next set of questions. And these are biographical in nature, so we get to understand a little more about the candidate than what they just said in their opening statement. So with this next question, Roberto, question number 6 of 8, what is your current occupation? For whom or for what do you work? And what is your employment history? Just brief. And for whom or for what have you worked? Briefly.
So right now, computer tomography. I have been a healthcare worker for over 27 years. My organization is Kaiser Permanente, one of the largest HMO in California around the country. I have been in Kaiser for 24 years. And that's the only employee that I know since 24 years. Before that, I worked in so many hospitals, and I knew that only way to get a good raise was to apply in another hospital, and that's the only way when they can offer you the most money ever. So you can, ask for the value that you think you are, and they will give you a $2, $3, $4, $5 increase, right? Instead of the 25 cents they used to do that. So I learned that pretty fast, and after I became a Kaiser member, we get a raises every year, 3-5% every year. It has been like that since the last 24 years. And we have been fighting for that. And that's where I'm in the healthcare field. And that's what I believe that Medicare for all, it should be something for everybody. Thank you.
Okay, Melissa, do you need the question repeated? Okay, you're muted right now. Can Melissa be unmuted, please?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, the question is, what is your current occupation? For whom or for what do you work? What is your employment history, and for whom or for what have you worked?
Oh, okay. So I am currently a community college instructor at Pasadena City College. That's my that's my employer, I am a full-time tenure track professor of English as a second language. I love my job. I love teaching immigrant students that come here that need to, to learn the basics of English, to live a life and live a basic life here. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I was a part-time instructor for 10 years or so before that, an adjunct freeway flyer. So I know, that adjuncts were second class and they were exploited, and I was an activist as well at that time of my life. By some miracle, I landed a full-time tenure job, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, but that doesn't stop me from being supportive of fellow adjuncts. Prior to that, I actually worked at a museum in the registrar's office at LA County Museum of Art on Wilshire, and I loved that too because I got my bachelor's in art history. I think that would be it for employment.
Okay.
Okay. Linda, do you need me to repeat the question? Okay, can you unmute her, please, Paul?
I got it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll repeat the question. What is your current occupation? For whom or for what do you work? What is your employment history? And for whom or for what have you worked?
Okay. I'm retired from teaching for 25 years with LAUSD. Before that, I was a preschool teacher in Germany with the Department of Defense. And before that, I was a preschool teacher for an Italian Montessori school when I lived in Italy. And as a music teacher, and before that, I was a dance instructor for Arthur Murray's. And that was a lot of fun. That was where I'd love to be today. Man, I missed my calling. Anyway, I'm really upset about, our union doesn't help out our preschool teachers, and I sure hope they do. We need to unionize them. They need to be paid correctly. My master's is in early childhood education also, and we're really missing the boat on taking care of our youngest children and the families. So that's something I'm very interested in. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Paul, I'm handing it off to you.
Okay. All right. Next question. I think the order should be Melissa, Linda, Roberto. And that next question is, why are you running for this LACDP officer position? What do you hope to accomplish in office? And what do you feel makes you qualified for the position?
Well, what makes me qualified is my writing experience. I'm not afraid of writing. I'm pretty, I know the punctuation and commas, and I'm very quick typist. I'm not, I do take notes a lot. I actually like notes. So if that's the principal job of this, is to carry out the correspondence and send out the notice and minutes of the meetings and whatnot. So also I want to be part of the executive board. There should be a Bernie Crat on there or more. Ideally more. It's time for change. We need, I didn't put my timer on, damn it. It's time for change. And these people, especially my opponent, she's running for, Marcella, she's running for three different things. So really she's already won to be the, are you counting? Okay, she's already won to be the regional chair I forget which chair, but she's already running for something. I think it was the AD chair, and she's running for these two other spots. So I think we could put in someone new. And what I hope, I think I've already answered that. Okay.
All right, thank you, Melissa.
Okay.
And Linda Bassett, you're up next. I can repeat the question if you'd like.
No, I think I've got that. I'm running because I was pretty sure that my opponent was running unopposed, and while I probably could use more experience, I have more ideas, I think. And I think that getting on there as a Bernie person also, I did state that the first time, is very important. And like Melissa said, Bernie won the state and a lot of LA County. And so for not anyone to be on that board, and for us not to fight for it after we've been fighting so long and so hard for Bernie, would be just wrong. I just couldn't allow it to happen. And the other thing is that I would like to get on that policy committee, the executive board, and start to talk about term limits, because these people have been on there way too long. That's not our job. Our job is to bring in new people, is to make leaders, bring in new people to foster leadership, a backbench, a bench of new young people. And maybe I'm one of them. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Linda. Okay, Roberto Alvarez, would you like the question repeated?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Okay.
So I'm running for this position because we had the opportunity to start transforming the Los Angeles Democratic Party. The only way that we can do it is by getting leadership positions and be about what we are. We really believe that we are the party that will gonna bring the stop of climate change and do the things that we need to do, a faster transition from burning fossil fuels to clean energy. We have to be part of the leadership in order to make it happen correctly. If we believe that people needs to have Medicare for all as a human right, we have to push for that agenda at every single organization in California. And if it's the Democratic Party, either in LA, San Francisco, or the whole state, then we have to take those leadership positions and start making it happen. It's not just a moral document. It should be a working document, the platform. We develop that platform, we put it to work, and we make it happen. It's not just blah, 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 blah. It's action, it's activity, it's to make it happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Roberto. Okay, the next question, I think, right? We're done with this one. We are ready to have Carrie take the final of these 1-minute questions.
What order?
Oh, I'm sorry. The order should be, I think, Linda Bassett, Roberto Alvarez, Melissa Michelson.
Okay, Linda. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Have you raised or spent money for your campaign to be elected an officer of the LACDP? If so, from whom or from what sources? And whom or what have you paid, and for what campaign purposes?
No, I have not raised any money or spent any money on this campaign. I didn't realize you should be doing that. I thought, you know, we could talk to our members, but as it turns out, you needed money to talk to your members. And I think I was the one who raised that question with a point of order at the meeting, and thanks to everybody else chiming in, we got that changed. I now do have the list of members, and I can call them, and have called some of them, but you know what? I think it's a done deal for the people. They had all been called already by the incumbents and told that nobody else was running in the race, and they'd already pledged their vote, and gee, so sorry, they can't vote for me. And so, you know, maybe a miracle happened, but I'm not gonna talk, well, I shouldn't say that, I suppose. But anyway, I'm happy to have run, and I didn't think any money was necessary. Thank you all for listening.
thank you, Linda.
Okay, Melissa Michelson, do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Have you raised or spent money for your campaign to be elected an officer of LACDP? If so, from whom or from what sources? And whom or what have you paid, and for what campaign purposes?
The answer to all of those questions is no, 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 no. Again, like Linda, we thought, I mean, we weren't informed that, you know, exactly how this whole thing runs. You know, there were 2 orientation meetings, like we gave up half of our Saturdays, 2 Saturdays and every other 2 Saturdays last month. And I really don't recall them them being Drexel and who was running the orientation, telling us anything about how to run, and I was very disturbed to hear that Mark Gonzalez was calling people, and when they said, well, who else is running? He said nobody. So if I were calling people, I would say, well, I'm running, I don't know of any opponents, and there's going to be nominations from the 4. You know, that's what, but But so I also feel like Linda, we're at a disadvantage here. On top of the difficulties it was to even get the list, we don't have to talk about that. My time is up. But yeah, so the answer is no, I haven't spent any.
Okay.
And Roberto, do you need me to repeat the question?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Same thing. The answer is no, 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 no. It's this is something very organic that happened. That said you're gonna be nominated for this, and you want to be accepted. And I go like, sure, why not? It's another opportunity for us to express our opinions and about what we believe about the issues that needs to be coming, you know, to the floor. And how the only opportunity that we had to talk to the whole delegation. So we are just counting on the good faith and the goodwill of the people. If they see that what our vision is and what we're supposed to be doing is the correct one, hopefully we'll get the votes that we need to win. We'll send some flyers. We fought to get the list. We are behind it because we were not aware of it or that we were not given the information. That's the way the things are right now. But giving us the opportunity, we're going to change that, and it's going to be a more open activity for everybody that comes along. And I just appreciate to be here having this forum. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Roberto. Okay, so that concludes the regular round portion of our questions, but there's more excitement to come. We have a very cool lightning round, and I swear I will not play the role of Zeus and strike anybody down with lightning. We have no cool cable TV graphics of lightning, but we do have some good questions. So these are yes/no questions, one-word answers. I don't think even one-sentence answers really for any of these either. So please try, candidates, to keep your answers to yes, no, or one word.
Should they all answer at once?
Oh, we could do like a yes, no.
Right.
Well, we have reactions. Let me see now.
Yeah.
Participants.
Yeah. No, I think we can.
For yes, two for no.
No, just let us speak. I say yes, and the next one can do whatever order we pick. We can be.
You know what? You know what? Maybe because the order is going to get really confusing here. Why don't we take one candidate at a time and blast through them, because they won't take too long, and it'll, I think, be easier that way rather than, you know, trying to figure out who goes next. So.
Point of order.
Probably all have the same answers. I think you should just go through them and let us yell out their answer. Don't torture people. Let's just do it. Come on.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
I second Linda. Let's just do it.
So all right. If you guys don't care about the order, I'll take a few questions because these are going to go quickly, and then Carrie will take a few, and we'll trade off like that. Okay, Carrie?
Yep.
Okay. If you want to start off the lightning round, Carrie, how about you take those first three questions for everybody?
Okay, everybody, you can all shout at once. For whom did you vote in the 2020 Democratic presidential primary?
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie, yes.
Well, yeah.
Well, we should okay.
So
we should try to go one at a time. Try to go one at a time rather than all shouting at the same time.
You think too much. Go.
Number two, for whom did you vote in the 2016 Democratic presidential primary?
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Of course. Question number three, for whom did you vote in the 2008 Democratic presidential primary?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Oh.
There is consensus here. All right. Wow. Okay. Next question.
That was easy.
This is yes, no. Are corporations people?
No.
No.
Next question, is money speech?
No.
No.
All right.
First.
Next question, do you believe for-profit business contributions in politics gives rise to corruption, or at least the appearance of possible corruption?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Linda, Carrie, you want to take the next couple questions?
Sure. Do you support the public financing of all political campaigns for public office, either through direct funding or public matching funds or campaign vouchers, also known as democracy dollars, etc.?
Yes.
And to make the airways free.
That's right.
Thank you. Next
Free
question.
internet.
Should LACDP itself accept contributions from any of the following or endorse candidates who accept campaign contributions from or benefit from independent expenditures by and support by any of the following? Lobbyists with for-profit clients,
No.
No.
fossil fuel companies, their executives or their lobbies,
Hell no.
No.
health insurance companies, their executives or their lobbies.
No.
I could
Oh.
do.
Was there a yes in there?
No, no.
No.
Just like,
Pharmaceutical companies, their executives or their lobbies.
Absolutely yes, no.
no.
Tobacco
We're gonna burn
companies,
this
their
thing down.
tobacco companies, their executives or their lobbies.
No.
No.
Please stop. You're torturing me. No.
Stop it. No.
Still going. Private prison companies, their executives or their lobbies.
No.
No.
Police unions,
No.
No.
prison
No.
guard unions,
No.
No.
charter schools, their executives and their lobbies.
Heck no.
No.
Paul,
Does
why don't you
somebody
take the
do
next
that?
three?
Okay, I'll do the last three here.
He's finishing up the list here.
Okay, the list.
You're
continues.
gonna rile us up. You're gonna.
Yeah,
rile
we're
us
gonna
up.
get very
We're gonna
excited
try to-
here.
We're gonna get to
These
the
are
streets.
public enemies number one, I guess.
That's
and
right.
2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay, so the final three entities here. Real estate developers and their business associates with past, present, or potentially future projects subject to discretionary approval by the candidate.
No.
No.
Did I
Oh,
hear
is this the same? Is this
all
the
three
same?
no's?
Yes.
I thought you were
Oh,
gonna
okay.
do all
Okay.
three
Oh,
of them
no,
together.
no. Yeah, no.
Individual or corporate contractors with past, present, or potentially future contracts subject to discretionary approval by the candidate.
No.
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 And the last in this list, for-profit business entities or their political action committees.
No.
No.
Okay.
So just for clarification, I believe that any politicians that are asking for donations for corporations, private entities, or other pharmaceuticals or medical, they are getting it because they cannot get the votes from the people straight out. And they want to run their campaigns, but at the end, they're going to be accountable for those corporations and not for the people. That's outrageous. That is wrong, and that needs to stop.
Okay, that was some bonus commentary from Roberto Alvarez. All right, so next two questions here revolve around the California Democratic Party. For those of you who don't know, all of us elected members of LACDP automatically become California State Party delegates as long as we submit our names to be part of the County Central Committee delegation. So that's why we're going to ask these next two questions. And also because some of these folks may have been state delegates in recent years. So whom did you support in the 2017 California Democratic Party chair's race? Eric Bauman or Kimberly Ellis or someone else?
Kimberly Ellis.
Kimberly Ellis.
Okay. And whom did you support in the 2019 California Democratic Party's chair's race? Rusty Hicks or Kimberly Ellis or someone else?
Kimberly Ellis.
Kimberly Ellis.
Really.
Okay. You want to take the next couple questions, Carrie?
Certainly. LACDP immediate past chair Eric Bauman was forced to resign as chair of the California Democratic Party on November 29, 2018, amid several allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault. Should Mr. Bauman also have been forced to resign or face removal proceedings by LACDP?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. We finally got a yes answer. Should LACDP pass a resolution calling on LA County Registrar Recorder Dean Logan to resign or be fired for leading the debacle that was the March 3rd election in LA County and or for his past failures too?
Yes.
Yes.
Should LACDP pass a resolution on calling on California Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon to resign or be removed from office for failing to even allow consideration in the Assembly of SB 562, the Senate passed bill for single-payer health care in California?
Yes.
Yes.
Put him in jail also.
And Anthony is speaking.
You skipped over a question there, Carrie.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah.
Should LACDP pass a resolution calling for LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva to resign for his scandals and failures of leadership?
Yes.
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 I'm thinking so, yes. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
a
it's
little
time.
bit. Why not? to-
Okay, Paul, you want to take over now?
Okay, so next lightning round question, folks. Should every LACDP member have the right to serve on at least one standing committee of LACDP if they so choose.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And the scary thing is, it doesn't seem like that is the current case, but we can get into that later.
It is not the case.
Mhm.
Should every LACDP member have the right to serve on their preferred committee or committees, except to account for regional representation, with a random drawing performed for any committee with too many volunteers?
Yeah,
Sure.
sounds good.
Sounds like a good
I like
idea.
it.
Okay. Should club representatives from local clubs of LACDP be made regular voting members of LACDP?
I would say yes, and also the vice presidency, there is one, or co-chair.
So just
And elected should have their appointees removed from them. They have no business at our level.
Melissa?
Elected should, yes, okay, well, I'm still on the, what is it? I'm still on the fence on it. I need more studies done. I'm not sure. I
And
mean,
just-
I'm not opposed to it.
Okay, so just for clarification for the audience who may not know this, currently club representatives are so-called quote unquote associate members. Associate members of LACDP do not have voting rights within LACDP on most matters. They do have voice privileges. They can't speak, but they cannot make motions on the general floor or vote on the general floor. They can in committees if they're appointed to a committee, but not for most purposes such as elections or general floor business. So that's why that question was being asked. Club representatives, again, are made associate members. Each club, each chartered club within the LA County Democratic Party gets one representative that can be appointed or elected by the club to represent the club at LACDP.
There are over 100 clubs, however. So that might need to be modified to clubs that have a certain number of members or something like that, but it's definitely in the mission statement as a major purpose and reason for the LACDP to exist.
Yeah, and just for clarification again, I believe you're right, Linda, that the number of clubs is currently around 100, but each club has to have at least 20 unique members. That you know, because people can be members of obviously multiple clubs, but the club charter has to have 20 unique members. So each club has at least 20 unique members.
Right, but for
I'd like to see, I'd like to know for sure if the way that they elect or appoint, or how, if the process of each Dem club is the same all across the, you know, LA County, then, you know, then I would feel a little better, but
I move to
don't know
table
the information.
I'm
This
going
is
to table this. I make a motion
an
to table.
interesting discussion that we should continue.
Yeah,
And I would love to be involved in it.
Chris Robson has his hand up.
Yeah, Chris Robson has a point of information.
Okay, Chris.
Hi. Yeah, a couple of observations on that. I think it's just a serious matter, as several of us are club presidents. I was the president of the Camarillo Democratic Club in Ventura County. There are only 8 city clubs in Ventura. Each president of those 8 city clubs were automatically members of the Central Committee. Obviously, it's not going to work in LA. Orange County has a council of clubs, and I think other counties have a council of clubs that could maybe select representatives to the LA County Democratic Party, so we wouldn't swarm them with 100 new members. Anyway, that's just a couple of points of information. Thank you.
So the club council is a organization where the club presidents meet every month with county party leadership, so that they have a forum and a voice and input, and that the leadership knows what's going on the ground. That's the club council.
And just to
there is
clarify,
no such thing in LACDP.
and just to clarify Chris Robson's point, again, club representatives are members of LACDP. They're called associate members. However, they only have voice privileges on most matters, not motion or vote.
Well, Paul, let me expand on it a little bit. Clubs across the state have very little, if any, representation with the state party. So that's another issue we need to look at. I don't want to cloud it tonight, but I think we all need to think about how to do that. And of course, several of us are on the California Democratic Council, which is the clubs, so we can hopefully come up with a solution for that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. No, yeah.
definitely would like there not to be such a top-down feel with associate members. It's like we don't even ask them what they're up to or what's going on. We just, the LACDP just taps into them for fundraising events and picnics to fundraise for the Democratic Party.
Let's move on.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
That was a good little discussion,
Yes.
but yeah, let's return to the lightning round. Carrie, you want to take the next question?
Certainly. Okay, everybody. There's some people that need to be muted.
Oh, yeah, mute yourself if you're not one of the candidates right now, if you would, folks. Thank you.
Okay. Should the name of the LACDP chair be removed from the return address label listed on official LACDP mailings and from the banner of other LACDP announcements meant to be from LACDP itself rather than from just its chair?
Oh my God. I didn't know that was happening, although I do. What really bugs me, and I know it's a yes or no question, is that in the LACDP organization list right now, you can look and see Mark Gonzalez is as chair as are all the incumbents, if I understood this question properly. That's not right.
So yeah,
The question was, should the individual's name be removed from the monikers and just have it be LACDP?
Oh, yes, on top of that,
Yes.
yeah.
Linda Bassett?
Not just while they're running for candidacy, but forever. Yeah.
Yes, I answered yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
If
Okay.
it's a personal note from him, it should be from him. But if it's from the club, the committee in general, it should be the committee name on the header.
Thank you. Next question. Do you believe it's a clear conflict of interest for the executive director of LACDP to serve as a representative of and spokesperson for the election or re-election campaigns of candidates for LACDP officer positions?
Absolutely. That should be unethical, unprofessional, and that should not happen.
Right. That's unethical.
Right.
And there should have been an election committee formed.
Absolutely.
That executive board shouldn't have been announcing it to us. They should have been a third party. They should have asked members if they'd like to run. I don't know. I don't think that happened.
Okay, I'm going to remind you guys, this is a lightning round.
Melissa Michelson,
That was a fast
get an answer
response, though.
from Melissa Michelson. Did we get an answer from you?
Oh, yes, I said yes.
Okay. This is a lightning round because we want to leave time for questions from the floor. Okay. So next question. Do you believe a code of ethics should be adopted for members of LACDP?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Every other organization has it. Why not
Okay,
LACDP?
All
These
right.
are questions that I'm like, what? We don't have that already? We don't. That's hard? I mean, that
Yeah.
just boggles my mind.
That's why the
Okay,
questions are being asked.
thank you.
Do you believe ethics training should be provided for paid staff members of LACDP?
Sure.
Sounds good. Yes.
Couldn't hurt.
Okay. I'm going to finish this page, Paul. Okay.
Okay.
So two more questions. Should LACDP mandate that its parliamentarian be or become a registered and approved member of the
Absolutely. Please.
parliamentarians?
They're going to push for that.
Melissa, did we get an answer there?
Yes. Yes.
I hope everyone was able to hear my question. So I'm going to finish the sentence. Parliamentarian be or become a registered and approved member of the National Association of Parliamentarians. That's for the benefit of those who are listening so they could hear the end of the sentence. Next question. Should an LACDP banner or sign be placed over the UTLA logo at the lectern during our LACDP meetings?
I like the idea as long as the logo doesn't have the chair's name on it. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So Linda Bassett, was that a yes or?
Yes, that was a yes. Yeah, it shows some pride in our organization.
Okay.
Or beside it.
Okay. So I'll take the next few questions here. Should LACDP continue its policy of only funding a small number of candidates, a select favored few chosen for unexplained reasons, to the tune of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars, instead of funding and or supporting through independent expenditures all LACDP endorsed candidates, including by reviving its mailer to voters that used to list all the LA local endorsed candidates?
Yes.
Or LACDP local endorsed candidates.
Can you repeat the first part of the question? Is that?
So yeah, sure. Should LACDP continue its policy of only funding a small number of candidates,
Okay, no.
select favored few chosen for unexplained reasons, to the tune of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars instead of funding and or supporting through independent expenditures all LACDP endorsed candidates, including by reviving its mailer to voters that used to list all the local LACDP endorsed candidites.
Well, they should be more equal in the way that they are supporting candidates. So if they are not doing it right now, I will not support that anymore.
No to the first part, yes to the second part, if that makes sense. But
Right.
essentially, no.
Okay. And Linda, same answer there, I guess?
Right, no to what I heard at the beginning.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
My question went on kind of long.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, it should be equal across the board. And it should go in front, of the committee. Right now, I believe they're making expenditures and we never see about them. We never
Yeah, I guess,
know.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the, yeah, there, I guess that was a kind of two questions in one. Sorry about that.
It was.
Okay, next one. LACDP candidate endorsement application form mandates that candidates check off a box stating, quote unquote, I have reviewed the latest California Democratic Party platform. Should that sentence be changed to read, quote unquote, I have reviewed and agreed to abide by the latest California Democratic Party platform?
And pursue the implementation of the platform. I will add it to that.
Yeah.
It's just not just enough that, okay, I agree with the platform, but if you're going to be an elected leader, you have to be working to push for that platform. That's a moral document. It has to be a working document.
Okay, Linda and Melissa?
Yes.
Well, and I would add to that with the, if you don't do it, that you could be unendorsed for cause.
I agree.
So next question, should this gets to the next question. Should any LACDP endorsed candidate, once elected, fail to abide by the California Democratic Party platform, do you support revocation of that candidate's endorsement?
Absolutely.
Right.
There is no more free pass for the second time around, because now if they are already endorsed, they not even had to submit paperwork for the second time around. And
Okay.
that's not right. We
All
have to go back to the record, what they have been doing, if they are promoting our platform and the issues and the philosophy and the model of the Democratic Party.
All right. Sorry, lightning round.
Yeah.
So, Article 2, Section C 4.1 of the LACDP bylaws states that LACDP members who support a non-Democratic Party candidate for public office shall have their LACDP membership terminated. However, this bylaw has not been enforced against LACDP members who routinely support non-Democrats, including Republicans, in non-partisan races. Should this bylaw, like all LACDP bylaws, be enforced?
Absolutely.
Well, if it's a bylaw, then it should be enforced.
Why write the bylaw?
And Roberto, is there a yes or no on that?
Well, because that's a two-edged sword
Yes.
right there, because the same thing, you know, if we had a progressive candidate that is running against a Democratic, you know, pragmatic candidate, we would like to support the one that is more progressive, right? But also there are a lot of Democrats that they support Republicans in the local races, and that's just wrong. So to me, it's that I think that we have to study that a little bit more and try to figure out what is the best approach to do that. Because right now, even though that is not enforced, there is freedom for people to do whatever they please. So
Okay.
it's just had to revise that, I think.
Okay, Carrie, you want to take the next few questions?
Actually, I was thinking it's 8:33 now. I'm thinking maybe we should just skip to the closing statement and take questions from the floor.
Well, how about we just enforce our bylaws here and insist on yes, no, in one word. These
Yeah, okay.
last 5 will be
All right.
quick. So candidates, keep it to yes, no, or one word.
Okay, so is that the one that starts with Article 2, Section
No,
C?
No. LACDP.
Keep
Okay.
the question short.
Yes, no answers. All right, here we go. Gonna run through this. LACDP did not record nor share PowerPoints from its 2 LACDP 2020 to 2024 orientation sessions. Does this demonstrate a lack of assistance and transparency?
Yes.
Okay. The LACDP contact list apparently used to be free of charge for LACDP members. Should this be the policy with a provision added for LACDP members to opt in to allay privacy concerns?
Yes.
Yes.
LACDP sells our member contact information to third parties. Should members have an opt-in to have their personal information sold to third parties?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Should LACDP adopt a bylaws change to allow vacated seats to be filled first by the 8th place finisher, then the 9th place finisher, etc., and only rely on AD delegation appointment when vacancies or candidates from the last election have been exhausted?
That's already in the bylaws.
But instead of what, getting appointed by the chair? to
Yeah,
fill
the current
Okay, never
just to
mind.
clarify, the
Yes.
current bylaws are that if a vacancy occurs from one of the 7 elected, the remaining number, whatever number, 6 or whatever, get to appoint whomever they want. It's an appointment rather than going back to the election and putting in to place the 8th place finisher.
Okay, thank you.
A yes or a no on that?
The question is, should it be?
Change
By
to
number.
go back to the next highest vote getter.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Linda?
Yes, of course.
Final question. Should brief regional reports be delivered at every regular LACDP meeting by regional vice chairs or their member representatives?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and I can't believe that doesn't happen.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, well, we're about done. We have 2 more parts. So we have a special 1-minute bonus question. If each of you would answer this, we can go back to our alphabetical order. How about that? We'll start with Roberto, then Linda, then Melissa. So the special 1-minute bonus question is this: before your closing statement, which you will get 3 minutes each on. But the 1-minute bonus question is this: before we ask you for your closing statement in 1 minute, what other thing or things might you like for us to know about you? This can be anything: personal or political, familial or worldly, important or merely interesting. Whatever you'd like to share about yourself with us, and we'll start the timer for Roberto Alvarez when he starts speaking.
Sure. So one of the things I would like people to know is that I'm a union member. I have been in union for over 25 years, and I have been very active. Like I mentioned before, I have been moving all the way to the ranks in my union, even to be executive board member, and I did it for a long time. We were one of the largest unions organizing big time in Los Angeles in 1999, 2000. Then they just kick us out because rifts between the international and the local, and it was disgusting, but they put us in trusteeship. They fired every single steward and every single leader in our union at that point, and they had to kind of impose the trusteeship and people from the international. And that was just absolutely wrong. And that's why I left politics. But thanks to Bernie, I came back and I have been able to, you know, have a little bit more of hope. Hopefully we can bring the right things and resolve the issues that people care about. And just as a side note, I had skydiving twice and it's a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, Linda Bassett, you're next.
Okay. Oh, I'm on? Okay. Yeah, I think I told you a little bit about me, that my passion used to be dancing. I think I'd like you to know that I was on the AQMD AB 617 committee for a while there that was trying to regulate the air quality some more, but they just keep on going on and talking. I was working for with in Torrance against modified hydrofluoric acid, which really isn't modified, it's plain old hydrofluoric acid. And that I would like you to know that William Burke, I know about William Burke. William Burke is got his money. He's on the AQMD and has been on there for like 23 years. He was appointed by Rendon, and that he made his money by gold mines in Libya, and I knew that, and I've said that to him several times, and I went today to find out, just to check it out again. His name is completely gone from Wikipedia. You can't even look him up anymore. That man's dangerous.
All right, thank you, Linda. All right, Melissa Michelson, your 1 minute.
Okay, well, the question is, what do you want other people to know about you? Technically nothing, because I'm like a private shy person. So, but I'll tell you a few things if you don't know this already. I do like to swear. Don't be offended. I'm outspoken, but I'm also shy. So don't put me up to talk, but I will if I have to, because things get me all riled up and I will get up there and talk. I'm open-minded. I don't tend to hold grudges. I don't take things personally. I hope other people don't take what I do or say about you to your face or anything personally. I'm an organizer at heart, so really, I'm always thinking about if we have the same shared goal, how we can work together. You know, if we don't work together because of different reasons or for past history, I don't really care, as long as we have a shared a goal and we can do that. And finally, I dance tango. What else? I play soccer. I love watching soccer. I love playing soccer. I'm really pissed that I can't play soccer right now. Or dance tango.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sharing with us, Melissa. And next,
we have a hand up.
That was wait a sec. Was that Melissa? Was the last one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We have a hand up, Carrie.
Yes. Jacinta Linke has a hand up.
Okay. Jacinta, you can unmute yourself, or I can unmute you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. I have a question. I would like a response to.
Oh, can we wait until the Q&A session after the closing statements, please?
I beg your pardon. I thought.
And I'll put you first on the stack. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we're about to move to closing statements now. So why don't we go in reverse alphabetical order? You're going to get 3 minutes each, and reverse alphabetical order would mean we go Melissa, then Linda, and then Roberto. So Melissa, if you want to start your timer, we'll start ours at 3 minutes. And whenever you start speaking, just go on ahead.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, I'm honored to be here, and I thank you guys for being here as well. And thank you for putting on this amazing forum with the questions that really speak to, at least to my heart. You know, I think that this this should not be a popularity contest. This is what I said in an email. It's not about who endorsed you or how much money you raised, but unfortunately, that's what this is about. And when I was giving my speech at LACDP last weekend, I got a lot of people that said, "Oh, Melissa, how come you're not running for this thing? We want you to run for that thing. I didn't know you were running for." And I'm like, well, I put my name in the hat because this corresponding secretary position seemed the most fun for me. Why can't I just run for something that I want to run for? Why does everything have to be, you know, you have to get endorsements and I mean, like this whole procedure has been just insane, and seeing the amount of, you know, the amount of money that my candidate and fellow opponents have, all of them really, the status quo incumbents and whatnot, have spent on this. They even have little logos going on. Now I know this is what we do, this is politics, but I guess I just wasn't ready for that. And you know, what am I going to do? Spend the thing that I don't like about this, frankly, is that it's a 4-year position. And how in the heck are people supposed to join this, you know, become brand new members, and then all of a sudden somehow know, you know, who they want to vote for the next 4 years? And by the time you get a chance and you decide, like, you know, I don't want that person, it's too late. You're out of the, you might be out. So anyway, yeah, so I guess that's kind of, I'm rambling a little bit. Whether or not I am elected to be a corresponding secretary, I do want to work with everybody. Again, we're going to have 4 years together. Some of our goals are going to align, some of them are not. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say at this point. I'm not, not a professional politician. I'm more of a back-end organizing activist type. And that's where I'm most comfortable. But running for office, I don't think this has to be like that. And I'd like to really change how our LA County Democratic Party is perceived by the outside. We need to be more open, more friendly, not so cutthroat. And transparent is very important for me, and accountable. Like, I'd like to know where the funds have gone, where they're going, who's making the decisions, and let's actually make it a democratic process, not some kind of behind the scenes backdoors process. So yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Thank you. Who was next? Paul, you're there.
Yeah, we're going in reverse alpha order. So Linda Bassett, you're up next.
Okay, so again, thank you all. This seems really redundant, and I hope there's people on here who are learning or getting something out of this, but I appreciate the opportunity to talk. I think one of the things that I said on whatever day that was, Saturday, I guess the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men and women to do nothing, and you guys aren't doing nothing. And so I think it's marvelous that you're all here and you all ran. I think that for me, some of the most important things my mantra is that, you know, the tools of democracy are hidden. They're all there, and that we need to make them apparent. And that's, I think, is our job as LA committee members. We're to reach out to our committee. And that's why if I were vice chair, I would try to set up some kind of organization where you had a responsibility to report to me. And that would force you. Sometimes we need a little forcing to get out there and to go to the city councils and see what's happening in the city councils. City councils are, there's some really corrupt things going on when you get down into them, and some bad things. I know that Melissa has been working on saving trees. Man alive, they want to knock down those trees. So when you find out what's going on in your local committee, your local communities, your city councils or your school boards, and you bring it back to the larger community, then that can only inform us more and make us more democratic. And also, if you're out there in the city council, you're going to be, or whatever community group you're in, you're going to be able to find people and speak to people and spread the word about the Central County Committee and what we do, and start bringing more people in. I call for field trips to the Central County Committee. I think that would be fun to bring people in to see and say, you know, this is the lowest level. You can run to be here. And the same is true for ADAMS. However, I know that's not part of our purview here. There's something that bothers me a lot, this election has kind of shown it, is that this idea of loyalty to your party is, you know, good, I suppose, but loyalty to politicians and loyalty to even to each other, when it comes down to what's morally right or what's morally correct. I know that people are making decisions right now on our candidacies, and I understand that we came in from the, you know, the left side or the right side, and we kind of surprised people by stepping up there. But I was disappointed when I made phone calls and ran into, you know, I already committed. They don't even open their mind up to allow somebody else in. And I think a lot of the problems that are going on now is about, you know, loyalty turns into mafia-like kind of stuff. If you're not really being a critical thinker and just going by loyalty, well, I love y'all. If I had to make my decision between, am I voting for you or am I voting for the right thing to do? I'm going for the right thing to do. So anyway, thank you again. We're not sitting on the sidelines letting bad things happen. We're trying to fight, and I love being with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. All right, Roberto, the final closing statement, 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, everyone. It has been really a pleasure to be here in this forum. When I see all these people that has been attending this, and this is our core group, and I hope that I will get your vote. And the only reason that I am running is because this LACDP needs to change. It needs to be reformed. It needs to be more inclusive. It needs to be open for all these new generations that are eager to bring their voices up and try to resolve the issues that are at hand. We are facing a pandemic right now that if we would have Medicare for all, a lot of people will be more at ease and they will not be facing all these risks to lose their property or their lives. Leaders out there, they have failed us, and it's time to make that change. If we hope to have a better planet in the future, we need to start to make that change, and we have to start moving people to do the right thing. We know that we had to divest from fossil fuels, that we had to be more into the renewable energy, and we had to make the transition fast. We know that politicians, they're only carrying the water for corporation is wrong. We had to start calling them out, and we had to hold them accountable. If they're being elected by the people and they're not representing the people, then they are in the wrong place, and we are going to tell them that. If you guys vote for me, that will be a voice for everybody to bring it to those meetings. It will be a fight. I'm a fighter. I'm not afraid of telling people the reasons why we don't like them, or tell them the truth. A lot of them hide behind the truth, or they hide the truth so they don't show exactly what they are doing. And that is wrong. If they are leaders, if they are politicians, they are being elected by the people, they have to be accountable to the people. If they have been elected to resolve the issues, they have to be accountable to those issues. And they have to be loyal to those issues to be resolved, because that's what they were campaigning on it. If they are not doing it, then they are in the wrong place. They need to get out. And that's why I'm running, and that's why I'm putting the pressure on them. It is very clear right now that they are not here because they're afraid of something. I don't know what that is. I don't know why they are not here. We are brand new elected members. They had a great opportunity to tell us about what they believe, what is their vision, what is their philosophy, what is their likes. And they are not here. Why they are not here? What they are hiring? Why they are not coming over here to say, hi, welcome aboard. This is our party. Let's go together. Let's move together. They are afraid of something. So that means that we are doing the right thing. And we're going to keep fighting for it. We are not afraid. We are not going anywhere. And we are here to stay. Vote for me. It's time to change this. Thank you all for being here. Thank you very much.
Okay. That was fabulous. What fabulous candidates we have here.
Yeah, thank you all, the three of you, for coming. We really appreciate it. We did give you some more time. That's one of the benefits of showing up. But we do apologize to the rest of you because of our generosity that has reduced time for your questions from the floor. Now, granted, as I said at the top, we did solicit questions from you all via Facebook and email, and thank you for your questions, because if your question got asked, some of the questions were combined or changed, but we tried to include as many questions as possible. So thank you if you sent in a question. But if you have questions now, what I'm thinking might be good would be to limit the candidates to 30 seconds each. We only got about 9 minutes left, and hopefully we can bang out some of your impromptu questions from the floor here. I encourage you to raise your hand using that feature, or type chat. I'm sorry, not chat. Type stack or question in the chat box, and we can get to your question that way too. So let's see who. I think Gabriel had a question. Jacinta had a question.
I have a stack. I've been taking a stack.
Okay,
stack
great.
call.
Chris Robeson still has his hand up.
So the stack right now is Jacinta, then Gabriel, then Chris Robeson. If anyone wants to ask a question, raise your hand. I'm going to ask people who ask questions to make your question brief. This is not the time for statements. We have 10 minutes left for all the questions, so please be succinct and identify if it's for one candidate or all three. And then candidates, please make your answers brief too. I'm unmuting Jacinta Linke right now, so you can go ahead and have the floor.
As you know, Drexel Hurd was acting as the de facto campaign manager for a slate of 6 that included Mark Gonzalez. Mark Gonzalez has a personal political action committee that paid Drexel Hurd $500. Drexel Hurd is the executive director of the LA County Democratic Party. What can we do about this? And how do you feel about this? What body should this be reported to? And should they both resign because of this?
Okay, let's start in alphabetical order, 30 seconds each. Let's go with Roberto first.
I did mention some of this to Drexel in the email because I thought it was very unfair that they were reacting, that there is no clear line, so who he is representing, either the LACDP or the chair, and that I was very disappointed about it. He said that he was following the guidelines of the bylaws, but it's for us to find out if that's correct or not. And if it's not, they should be resigned, because I even mentioned in other organizations, this kind of blurry lines will make people resign or make the elections illegal, and they can be canceled.
Thank you, Roberto. 30 seconds. Let's go to Linda Bassett. Are you there, Linda?
Unmute yourself.
Where's Linda?
Here I am, here I am, here I am. It smacks of Bauman. It's totally the kind of sleazy, slimy thing he would do. I don't want to be around sleazy, slimy. Sorry. I think that they, I don't know what they can do to rectify that. you know, wow. I'm disgusted by it. And I think, I don't know what they can do. I really don't know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Melissa Michelson, your
Well,
response?
I had a phone conference call with Drexel the other day because I couldn't operate the PDF that he sent us new candidates with all the contact information of the members. So I called him up and I said, can you export that somehow so I could actually use it? And I said, I can't imagine that the other people actually had to spend $2,000 for that because it's unusable, it's inoperable. And then at that point, he got very defensive and he said, Melissa, you should know that the Democratic Party needs to fundraise. And it doesn't seem that from your speech that you are going to take that seriously. And I was like, whoa. So in any case, should they resign? I'm not sure about that. I would say I want total transparency. I want them to share, since there are issues of conflict of interest going on, they should come out and prove that they are clean. Otherwise, I'd say what we should do is do a whole new election.
Okay. Thank you, Melissa Michelson. Next question in the stack, Carrie.
The next one is Gabriel. And where'd you go, Gabriel?
I'm right here. I have not gone away. So
okay.
I have a question for all three of you. If elected, and what are your realistic priorities, your top 3 priorities within this LACDP on your respective positions? And I'm done on that.
My top priority is to continue asking and getting answers to tough questions. When people are hiding behind, veiled and not so veiled insults, I've never been so disrespected by just asking a question. I'm pretty used to being the new person in the block. Is someone keeping my time?
Yeah.
Paul, I'm used to it, but I've never been so condescended to. This is the Democratic Party. What did I do? I got elected by 11,000 people. I mean, that's not a way to treat new people coming into the party. So I would continue asking the hard questions and try to get those answers. That's my goal.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. And going in reverse order here.
So I would say that it's accountability, transparency, and responsibility, accountability. So if people wants to be part of the Democratic Party, they had to represent the platform and they had to work for the platform. They had to be open for the new people that is needed in the party, and they had to be transparent about the process that is happening within the party. So we had experienced these things. We know there are a lot of things that are wrong that we need to fix, and we go about to fix that. Thank you.
Okay, Linda Bassett.
I would work to change procedures to make the party bottom up. Like I said, like having regional reports. I would work to have the mission statement enforced, the bylaws enforced, and the platform enforced. All of that good hard work is there and expresses pretty much what we all feel and want the Democratic Party to do and represent, but it's not being followed. And I would really work to get rid of that code of conduct and enforce and put in an ethics code, which is what we really need. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Linda. Okay, next question goes to Chris Robeson. Unmute, or I'll unmute you. There you go.
Yeah, hi. It's basically another point of information. Sorry about this. But there are 2 races that we're not considering that still have to be determined. I talked to Drexel on Thursday where he says further information is coming. Those are the regional vice chairs and regional secretaries. So Paul, I'd like to ask this group and Melissa, if we can, once we have our candidates nominated, do this kind of a forum for those races. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. And we have gotten that request. And yeah, I think we should honor that request. And the regional vice chair candidates are officers of LACDP. They are members of the policy committee. Now, granted, their voters only reside in their regions, which are composed of anywhere from 2 to 4 assembly districts. But yeah, I'm open to hosting another forum. Carrie. So Yeah, let's consider that. We have about 2 weeks until the August 1st regional vice chair elections. So yeah, let's see about doing that. We're at 8:59 now. If anybody has a quick final question of the candidates, we could do a 30-second thing here. Any last question of the candidates? Or are we done for now?
I think we covered it.
Okay, well, I mean, if we're done, if nobody has another question from the floor, thank you to the 3 candidates who came. Again, their names are Roberto Alvarez, running for the other-than-self-identified female vice chair position. And we have Linda Bassett, who came tonight, who is running for female vice chair, and Melissa Michelson, who is running for corresponding secretary. Unfortunately, the chair candidate, Mark Gonzalez, did not come tonight. The female vice chair candidate, Patt Sanders, did not come tonight. The other than female self-identified candidate for vice chair, Sergio Carrillo, did not come tonight, nor did Marcella Cortez, the other corresponding secretary candidate. Just to refresh, recording secretary, Olivia Lee, the incumbent, was re-elected on July 1st, so that was by acclamation. That election is over, as is the election for controller. Jacob Haik ran unopposed and was elected by acclamation on July 11th. Last Thursday night, however, we hosted the first of these 3 nights of forums, and Maria Estrada, who is running against Mark Gonzalez for chair, she did come. We had an extended, long chat and Q&A with her, and we thank her for coming and doing that with us. I don't know if she's dropped off the call. She was here earlier tonight. And thank you, Maria, for attending tonight. And we didn't have time to add you in for any additional time tonight, but thank you again for coming last week. And thank you to everyone who came, because this night would not have been possible without you and your questions that you submitted. We came up with some on our own, Carrie, Jacinta, and myself, but you came up with others. And so, gracias to all of you who did, and all of you who came, and I wish we had had more time for questions from the floor tonight, but I think we covered a lot of ground, and I think it was certainly enjoyable and informative for me, and I hope it was for you too. And hopefully we can do this again for the regional vice chair candidates, maybe next week. But we'll keep in touch on Facebook. If you haven't already joined the Facebook private group called Unofficial 2024 LACDP members, please do so. So we can all be in touch that way. And Saturday, July 11th, to make the contact member list open to all members for free, with opt-in provisions for privacy purposes, of course. So hopefully we can all be in touch and continue organizing together as Democrats for the benefit of the party, but most importantly for the people that we were elected to represent. Right? We're either elected as one of the 7, or we were elected to public office, or we were appointed by someone who was. So we're here to represent. We're here to help and to build up not just our party, but the people that put us into office. So on that note, Carrie Scoville, would you like to offer any final words?
Well, we have one hand up. Anthony Mercado, do you wish to speak?
Oh, yeah, Anthony. We're unmuting you. I'm unmuting you, I think. Anthony, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to say thank you to both of you for hosting this tonight, and a lot of fun listening in. It was great.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming, Anthony. And I know Anthony personally, and thank you for all your activism, man. We love it. We appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of the struggle and the party. And so thank you for coming tonight.
Paul, I put in the chat for people that are members or alternates or ex officios or alternate members of the LACDP. I put the link for LACDP Facebook Unofficial.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you, Melissa.
Paul.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make this video available and put it in?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out the technical details of that. I have never done this before. Okay. I'm gonna have to consult with Dennis, or maybe one of you will be kind enough to consult with me. I will not end the meeting right away, maybe for consulting purposes like that. But Carrie, do you have some final words for us?
I wanted to let everybody know that as much as gracious as Paul is, he really did all the heavy lifting on this event, and he deserves the credit. He put it together. We and Jacinta and Paul and I worked on the questions together, but he's the one that put it all together and got everyone together to make it happen. So good for you, Paul, and thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Very kind of you to say, Carrie, but no, you helped out a lot too, and so did Jacinta prior to this last week. Again, just for you to note, we did ask Jacinta to step aside as a co-moderator, co-host tonight because she did declare her candidacy on the day of July 11, but then she withdrew it. But she did give a speech, and we thought in the interest of fairness, fair play, that we should ask her to step aside as a co-moderator, co-host tonight. But we do thank her for all the hard work she put in. I do not believe had any notion that she was going to run until Saturday, when she decided to accept the nomination of her. I forget who nominated her, but kudos to her for running. But then she decided to withdraw. But muchas gracias to Jacinta. Jacinta, it's actually a Portuguese name. I know Jacinta personally. But muchas gracias for your help in putting it together, especially last week and in the weeks prior. It did take some weeks to get together, and as I say, we had gotten commitment from Mark Gonzalez for the 7 to 8 p.m. hour last Thursday, and we thought that the others had committed too, but they wanted to just go all together from 7 to 8 p.m. on Thursday night for 1 hour, and we didn't think that was fair to them or to you. We wanted to give them and you ample time to hear from the candidates, to ask questions. And so we wanted to spread it out over 2 nights, 2 hours each night. And then we did it again tonight. So we believe in a fulsome, thorough, Q&A. And so that's what we put on. And unfortunately, the others decided not to participate because of that.
Well, I want to thank all of you in the room for coming and participating in this and hearing, what these candidates have to say, because they have a lot to say. And this is a lot to say about the direction of the party. Who are we? Why are we here? What do we want to see? And what do we want the party to become? The questions that we wrote, we started out with biographical questions, and then we went to issues, topics and political issues. And then we wound up with questions about the party structure and the party itself. I think that's a pretty broad scope of questions that get you to know quite a bit about the candidates. And it's unfortunate the other candidates were not here to answer them also. I would love to hear them, their positions on these questions or questions that are similar. It's unfortunate that there is no actual candidate forum happening for our officer elections, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I thank you again for participating. And I'm looking forward to 4 years with this body and getting to know you all better and having all of you know us better.
Excuse me, Carrie?
Yes.
Hi, this is Anthony. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to ask one last question. When are you going to do this again? When is the next meeting?
Well, I think I would be leaning towards next Friday. So we decided to do it on Friday here because most people, especially in this age of COVID, don't have any hot Friday night dates or plans or otherwise. So,
Speak for yourself. I'm late.
For those of you who know me better, I've been a member for a number of years now of the oldest surviving anti-Iraq war vigil peace protest group in the San Gabriel Valley, and we usually are there on Friday nights in the corner of Garfield, Lomé, and Alhambra, but because of COVID, and we used to go out for dinner after and drinks, and we haven't been doing that. So anyway, it may be as early as next Friday, Anthony. The election will be August 1st. Next Friday is the 24th, I believe. So we'll see if we can put this together for next Friday night. No guarantees. Hopefully we can, though, get candidates coming in. But we
have another hand up from
Linda Krausen. You have a hand up. Oh, she's part of my Friday night crew. Longtime friend of mine, Linda Krausen, in here tonight. Linda, and meeting you. Let's see, or you can unmute yourself. Are you there, Linda?
She's still, now
Can
she's
you hear
unmuted.
me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear? Oh, I just wanted to thank you, Carrie. You did a wonderful job, and I really enjoyed hearing from the three candidates. I was just so impressed by all three of you, and I know we have our vigil, and we were going to go tonight, but you know, there's a lot of aerosol viruses flying around, so we decided not to. But Cliff is there, so next week we'll be at this. I'll be at this meeting anyway.
San Gabriel Valley for Peace, San Gabriel Valley Neighbors for Peace and Justice. Linda Krause, the co-founder of it. South Pasadena, when she began to fight against the Iraq War, that's when my dad and I met her, and we thank her for all of her many, many years of anti-war and other progressive leadership. So thank you, Linda, for coming in tonight and all that you do and have done for many, many years now.
And I'd like to introduce you to my mother here with San Pedro Neighbors for Peace and Justice, and they also have a vigil at First and Gappy every Friday from 5 to 7. Suspended now because of COVID, but it's been going on since 2001, 2003.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
that's a
Hi, Carrie's mother.
18 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. What's your mom's name there, Carrie?
Her name is Julia. Say hi, Mom. Hi. Come up. Can you stand up and get?
Howdy, Julie. Thank you for letting
here.
your daughter play with us on Friday nights, and thank you for tuning
If I
in
can get
yourself.
there, she is. Say hi. Hi.
Hi there.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you, Carrie, for introducing your mom there, and thanks, Julia, for coming.
And Carrie for being such gracious hosts. And Carrie is right. You are the heavy lifter.
Well, thank you, Jacinta, but you did a lot of heavy lifting too. Jacinta, for those of you who didn't hear earlier last week, she did a lot of the contact with the candidates, Mark Gonzalez and his slate, as it were. So thank you for trying. We tried our best, and then I tried to help do it, at least get them in, but we, despite our best efforts, we couldn't.
Well,
So
I'd just like to say in regards to that, that I feel that that's a indication of how they're going to move forward with us in the party, and they really don't want to hear what we have to say, and they really have no intention or desire of like changing the way they do things. I mean, I feel that just by the way this is all played out, it's just another example of how things are manipulated and twisted, and how they undermine things. And you know, it goes to show the integrity or lack of integrity on behalf of Carrillo, Gonzalez, and everyone involved. They want to be in a bubble. They don't want to hear outside voices. They have no intention on changing. They're continuing the policies of Bauman, who continued the policies of Perez. That's how Rusty Hicks got elected. This party is corrupt. I mean, I said it, you know, as plain as day, and they intend on continuing that. And we're gonna not be viewed as, allies, because technically we're not. We are the antithesis of what they represent. We're anti-corporation, we're anti-corruption, we want transparency, we want fairness, and we want democracy. The capitalist system won't allow for a democracy. So this is going to be, to me, a battle this 4 years. But we have to be vigilant, and we have to be, on them constantly to be fair, to be transparent, and to push them to actually implement and support causes that they claim to represent. We're way down, like with whether it's climate change or healthcare or the economy. Like, people are really suffering out there and dying, and this is not an exaggeration. People in my community are being poisoned, and are suffering and dying because they're being ignored. Their voices are being ignored, and they're being ignored specifically by this party and this organization. And we have a responsibility as elected members to represent them in the best way we know how, because I don't feel that this organization intends on doing that. So that being said, this is going to be a battle for 4 years, and that's how I see it. I appreciate you guys were awesome. I mean, you guys, Robert and Melissa and Linda's amazing. You guys just really knocked it out of the park with what you said and how you presented yourselves, and you guys make me proud. And I'm just glad to be amongst you guys and all of you and everything you guys are doing, because truth is that most people wouldn't take the time to do what we're doing. It's not something, honestly, that I expected to be doing at my age right now, and yet here we are, because we activism is we're activists are the conscience of society, and that's why we're here. And we're not here because we want to have this title or be in this organization because of what it represents. We're here to fight for what we believe in, and in that sense, I just have a tremendous amount of respect for everyone, for what you're doing, and for just being here and taking the time. And I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Maria.
All right,
Just
power to the people.
Yeah, for the knowledge of folks who maybe.
All right, but seriously, it's Friday night, so I gotta go.
So that was
killing me
Maria
over here with
Estrada, Spanish speaking chair candidate for LACDP. She attended the forum last Thursday night and did extensive Q&A with us. So thank you for attending tonight, Maria, and thank you for chiming in with some final thoughts or words. And so, yeah, we're just kind of wrapping up here, folks. I think we're pretty much done. The candidates are leaving if they haven't already left. And what I have to figure out now is just how to take this recording and put it up somehow. So yeah,
I can't help you there, so I'll say goodbye.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul. You've been awesome.
Oh, well, thank you, Rebecca, and
Right.
and keep
Thank
it in
you,
mind.
everyone, and stay
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. So who can help me, technically speaking, who knows about Zoom and how to do this darn recording thing? I think I'm going to stop the recording right now, and let's